Battle Through the Heavens, Chapter 96. The Jialie clan falls into a deadly trap. As Xianxia begins his formal test within the Alchemist Guild, the shifting tides of power are already being felt back in Wutan City. The pressure mounts as the Jialie clan's influence over the medicine market begins to crumble under the weight of a deepening crisis. Their long-standing dominance is about to meet a cold and bitter end in the streets they once controlled.
Days passed, and the marketplaces of the Jialie clan in Wutan City went cold. Their stock of healing medicine dwindled until the very last bottle left the shelf. The Jialie clan members stood before a crowd of restless mercenaries and forced their lips into tight, trembling smiles. They told the crowd the shops were closing because of a stock crisis. The mercenaries standing in the street fell silent. They stared at the merchants with hard, predatory eyes. Then the air filled with curses and spit as the crowd broke apart. Some mercenaries shouted insults that made the sellers turn white as bone. The news hit Wutan City like a physical blow. Within the hour, everyone knew the Jialie clan was out of medicine. Some people stood stunned in the streets. Others laughed in the shadows or sighed for the fall of a great name. Without that medicine, the Jialie clan had no shield against the Xiao clan. They were crippled, their old glory rotting away. Inside the Xiao clan meeting hall, Xiaozhan stood up so fast his chair scraped the floor. His eyes brightened with a sudden, sharp light. The three elders looked at one another, their faces twisted with frantic joy. Xiaozhan paced the hall, his boots thumping against the stone. He stopped and looked at the messenger with a wide grin. He asked where the alchemist Liu Shi had gone. The messenger lowered his head. He said that since Liu Shi and Jialie Ao clashed with the young master Xiaoyan, the alchemist had not been seen again.
Xiaozhan and the elders turned their heads in unison. They stared at Xiaoyan where he sat in his chair. Xiaoyan rolled his eyes and held up his hands. He told them he had nothing to do with it.
Xiaozhan shook his head. He did not believe a word of it. The timing was too perfect. Then the messenger spoke again, his voice dropping to a whisper. He said Jialie knew, the second elder, had been killed by a mysterious figure in a black robe while transporting herbs. Xiaozhan stopped mid-step. His eyelids twitched. He dismissed the messenger with a wave of his hand and turned back to his son. He noted that only a master could kill a 3-star Dado Shi like Jialie knew in Wutan City. He looked at Xiaoyan and asked if it was the boy's master. Xiaoyan rubbed his nose and gave a slow, reluctant nod. He confirmed that Jialie Nu was dead. Xiaozhan let out a long, heavy breath. The two clans had fought for decades, yet the Jialie clan was falling apart because of one boy. He told Xiaoyan to thank the old master for them. They owed him a debt they could never pay. Xiaoyan just shrugged. Xiaozhan laughed, a harsh sound of triumph. He wanted to watch the Jialie clan try to crawl out of the hole they had dug. The Xiao clan had turned a disaster into a fortune. In 2 months, they had gone from the brink of ruin to the undisputed masters of Wutan City. Even the Meadle auction house was trying to get in their good graces.
The Jialie clan knew the fight was over. They coiled up like a dying snake, waiting for a chance to strike back. But the peace did not last. The following day, herb suppliers from Talon City arrived. 2 Daltons Do Shi led a group of armed men straight to the Jialie gates. They demanded payment for 300,000 gold coins worth of debt within 2 days.
The demand was a hammer blow to Jialie B's head. He was furious, but he could not fight a power stronger than his own. He scrambled to find the money. He squeezed every corner of his estate, but only found 100,000 coins. He went to his old allies, but they turned their backs. No one wanted to cross the Xiao clan. Desperate, Jialie made a choice that shocked his people. He put their marketplaces up for sale. He offered 3 medium-sized markets and 4 small ones. These were the heart of the clan's income. The city buzzed with the news. It was clear the Jialie clan was at the end of its rope. But no buyers came. The Xiao clan dominated the city now. Buying those markets meant picking a fight with the winners. The people who had been interested pulled back, fearing for their lives. As the 2-day deadline closed in, Jialie broke into a cold sweat. Just as the fire of panic reached its peak, a stranger walked in. The man talked and bargained until noon. He bought 2 of the best markets for a pittance, only 200,000 gold coins. Jialie's face turned dark enough to kill, but he signed the papers. The stranger tucked the deeds into his robes and walked out. With the gold in hand, Jialie paid off the debt collectors and watched them leave like a pack of thieves. He felt like weeping. Just as the gates closed, a clansman ran in, gasping for air. He reported that the 2 markets they just sold had already been transferred to the Xiao clan.
Jialie stood frozen. The air left his lungs. He coughed violently, spraying a mouthful of bright red blood across the floor. Then his eyes rolled back, and he collapsed into a dead faint. His clansmen rushed to pick him up, their faces full of grief. The Jialie clan was finished. They were no longer a power, only a memory.